loves, welcome back. I feel like I just cleaned up my desk and already it's gathering mess again. Also, I feel like every time I try and vlog lately, someone's pollarding a tree somewhere, and today I think we've got it from both sides of the house. If you can hear that, I apologize. It seems if I wait for them to stop pollarding trees, I'll never film anything ever again. You may notice I'm a little congested today, I'm a little virusy. I've just been through about 15 tissues, but today I'm having a little writing day. I'm trying to put together a bevy of posts, and by bevy I mean maybe 2 or 3 that will go live together when I put my new Substack properly live. I can't tell you how excited I am for the Substack and to dedicate more time to writing. It's my favorite medium of gathering information, as you may have guessed, reading and writing, and I am really becoming more and more drawn to the platform in general and just really enjoying all the long reads that I'm finding on there and long form writing again. And I just watched the Success on Substack class on Skillshare, and thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this part of the video. You will have heard me talk about them recently in my last few videos. They're an online learning community with hundreds and hundreds of videos by industry professionals, creative industry professionals, covering an absolutely enormous range of topics. And if you are wanting to pursue a creative career or brush up on your skills in a particular area, if you're already in the creative industries, I highly recommend Skillshare. It's a great resource. The class I just took was really inspiring, gave me lots of different things to think about because I thought I knew what I wanted to do, but now I'm thinking, should I expand my offering? Should I structure it slightly differently? And it was very eye-opening, especially coming from a creator, Cody, who has obviously built their newsletter platform for a long time. So yeah, if you're interested in expanding your skills for your creative career path, whether it be in illustration, design, writing a newsletter, film, photography, whatever it might be, if you use my link below, the first 500 people will get 1 month free trial of Skillshare. So yeah, I'm currently working on a couple of things. The first one will be a post about kind of giving an about me through the medium of books, and a little bit about my taste in books, because I think that's quite important. I know many of you will be familiar with all of that, but just for anyone who's comes across me for the first time. And the other post, I'm going to do a speculative fiction roundup, so sci-fi, fantasy, weird, from the last few months and upcoming books, so kind of everything from the first half of this year, I think. And I was planning to write that this week, but then I asked on Discord, what would you like me to guinea pig and read and try out in the genre from new releases from semi recently, and I got so many great replies, and I already had quite a big list going. So now I'm thinking it's going to be a much larger project and article than I was anticipating, but I'm very excited about it. Hopefully I can bring you some of the best reads, and hopefully those will be the first couple things that go up. I'm not sure if we'll be live when this video goes up, but hopefully in the next week or so, I'm hoping. And you can see if you want to join over there. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Actually, I have something to show you. Recently, I was taken in by one of those Instagram adverts, and I subscribed to the British Library's Tales of the Weird subscription plan thing that they've got going on. They already have about, I want to say 20 to 30 books in this collection already existing, and I think as part of the subscription you get new ones, so every month a new one comes out. I don't think they're going to send out what already exists, but it is, unsurprisingly, all Tales of the Weird. It's £10 a month, and yeah, so I've got 2 so far. I've got Fear in the Blood, Tales from the Dark Lineages of the Weird, which I think is obviously stories by family members within the weird, and somehow Dickens is in here. And then this is this month's, and I haven't even looked at it properly. This is Out of the Past, Tales of Haunting History. Anyway, I'm very excited about this because obviously I can hopefully find some new authors, some great stories. All of the publications that used to publish a lot of weird tales, weird stories, are no longer in print or no longer running. Please let me know if you do know of any that are currently publishing. And as much as I'd love to have the time to trawl through eBay and all through the old copies, and there are literally hundreds of them, I'm thinking that this series is probably going to pick up some of the best, and I'm excited about it. Maybe I'll make a little series on it if you're interested. But anyway, my loves, I'm gonna get back to writing for a little bit. I'm probably gonna try and make some progress with this post about getting to know me, and then possibly move on to do some reading. Maybe start some of these books that I want to review in that article. I also need to write my Monday post for patrons and just catch up a little bit over there as well. So yeah, a few things to do today. My loves, welcome back. It's been a couple days since I last talked to you, and that's because my virus quickly took a turn for the worse. It was mucus city up in here, so luckily I did manage to still get some writing done, but I was not fit to be seen, witnessed on camera. But I'm feeling miles better. So yeah, I managed to get my post about my personal taste up, and the more I think about it, the more I think who is going to want to read that post apart from me? But I think with writing, sometimes you just have to write those kinds of posts, stuff that is really just for you. And it was nice to think about, codify, think through my personal taste, what I like in books, what is it that I'm looking for when I look at books. So it's helpful for me, and I enjoyed writing it. But yes, will anyone else want to read it? I have no idea. But anyway, I managed to do that. I haven't looked at it for a couple of days. I need to go back and look at it again. But I did say this before, didn't I? That I'm working on a speculative fiction roundup. And I have made a start with the Keanu Reeves and China Miéville collaboration called The Book of Elsewhere. I just have to say it, and I'm sorry if you're like a scene kid at heart, but black and pink, it hurts me. I hate it. So if you don't know anything about this, if you're not a crazy China Miéville fan, and you're thinking, what the hell is going on? Which was kind of my first reaction. So Keanu Reeves collaborates with another writer and illustrator on a graphic novel series, comic book called, it's called Berserker, but it's got no vowels. Berserker. Helpful to look this up, by the way, I think, before you go ahead and read this, which can be read as a standalone. I've not gone back and read the graphic novels, but I did briefly look it up, and I think it helped me a little bit, just in those opening pages, just to be like, what the hell is going on here? But it's about an 80,000-year-old guy. His mum, apparently, to put it the nice way, had intercourse with some lightning and made him, and so now he can't die. He comes kind of back in this weird egg form when he would otherwise have died, and he gets this ice blue comes over his eyes, and he goes into berserker mode at times, and he has this this fugue state where he has to commit extremely violent acts. I'm obviously reading this because I love Miéville, and I want to try out this book and let you know what I think about it. And I know that a few of you guys are Miéville fans as well, which reminds me, I really want to finish out the Baslag trilogy this year and read the Iron Council. But I'm not super excited to read it, because I have to say, violence in books or fighty books just don't necessarily really appeal to me. Put that in my taste thing. Just about tolerate it in TV and film because it's in so much. But yeah, I don't love it in my books. Luckily, so far, it's been very much Miéville take on it. There's, some interesting insights from an 80,000-year-old guy. But yeah, it's still kind of got this military, slightly macho vibe to it. And I just have no idea where the story's going to go. If you're wondering about the pig on the cover, there's a pig. So it's also got a splash of the weird. It's also got a splash of the uncanny, because the main character is so obviously supposed to be Keanu Reeves, or played by or portrayed by Keanu Reeves. I don't know if they're angling to get a film deal out of this. I would imagine yes. I don't know. I need to look up some interviews of Keanu Reeves has done on this stuff, just to see what his involvement is. He obviously, maybe he just appreciates the genre, which we love, and he wants to and maybe he came up with the concept and he wants to do something else with his life, which absolutely fair enough. But yeah, it's a little bit weird reading a book where the main character is obviously supposed to be played by Keanu Reeves. It's kind of this weird multi-layered multiverse vibe. I'm going to keep reading it, see how we go. I think I'm about a third of the way through, so it'd be really good to finish that today, obviously, and also make a start on some other stuff. So I've got a really big list that I'm going to try and work my way through as much of it as possible, so that I can hopefully find some of the best speculative fiction that's come out recently. I am up here today because I've been enjoying reading up here recently. Just feels cozy and nice. So let's get reading. I'm about 200 pages into this book now, and I just don't know what to make of it. I want to know where it's going, but I can't help it dithering a little on the way. It's like I'm enjoying it, but I'm also a little bored. I also don't know if that's my sort of post-viral brain not being able to concentrate very well. Could very well be that as well. You know, I think the ending will make the world a difference, whether I like the ending or not. Hi my loves, welcome back. I finished the Book of Elsewhere yesterday evening, and I think I need to take some time, let it settle with me, and then write my review to truly find out my own thoughts about the book. I probably wouldn't say it was like quite my kind of book. I think for those people whose kind of book it is, they'll really, really like it because it's very well written, it's well executed, and there were some seedlings of good ideas in there. I always like my theming to go right down to the ground. Like, if you're going to bring me an 80,000-year-old man, I want someone to have really thought through like what it is like being an 80,000-year-old person. And don't get me wrong, there was some stuff in there kind of touching on it, but it just didn't go like all the way into the depth, the kind of thing that I like, the kind of books that I like. But it was an interesting read. I need to let it settle in my mind. It was obviously weird in a Miéville-esque way as well. But yes, that is the first book in a long list of books that I'm going to try for this speculative fiction roundup. And I just got some exciting book mail this morning from Serpent's Tail. So this is England Is Mine, which I think is looking at like gaming and being radicalized online into kind of incel culture, I think. And then the second book is described by the author herself as Eerie Tales, which of course is very exciting and puts it on my list as well to try out for this roundup. Also, the cover of this is absolutely incredible. I just love it. And I'm building a collection, very good little kind of A5 artwork like this. And I'm thinking I need to do something with all of this, like make a big collage or something. I need to display it somehow in the new house, but I'm wondering how. So I'm wondering, I don't know whether to display it like on the bookshelves maybe or something. But anyway, I'm building up quite a good collection. Like I got this one the other day, which I really like, from Dead Ink, which accompanied the Secret Life of Insects book. And then every time I get one of my Tales of the Weird books, I'm getting one of these as well. So yeah, I do feel like I should be displaying them somehow, this kind of weird, cool art. Anyway, my loves, it's book club this weekend, and I've left it a little late, but I am finally getting around to our book club pick, which is Pedro Páramo by Juan Rulfo, who is kind of widely considered a huge influence on lots of Latin American authors. So the likes of Gabriel Garcia Marquez, more recently Yuri Herrera has cited him, and I also think Hernan Diaz has also talked about this book, and that's where I first found out about it. Anyway, we're doing it for book club this month. I'm really excited. I think it's a little tricky, it's a little surreal, it's a little odd. It's just over 100, about 130 pages. So I should easily be able to read this one today and get my notes done. I also love the cover of this one. So I'm going to make a start with this one now. Ooh, guys, I like it very much already. I don't know, we'll see if it continues to be a success for me. I'm only literally 6 pages in, but I love the atmosphere. It's been a long time since I read Marquez, so I can't really speak to the Marquez comparison yet. It really brings Cormac McCarthy to mind, especially some of his kind of weirder moments. I don't know, I have to assume McCarthy read Juan Rulfo. Yeah, I certainly feel Diaz here already. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm just going to read you a bit. I hope you will indulge me for a second, because I feel like it will sound great read aloud. Yeah, so basically, our narrator has been sent to this town by his dying mother to seek his father, called Pedro Páramo. And the town is sort of abandoned. It was the time of day when children in small towns everywhere play in the streets, filling the afternoon with their shouting, when the black walls still reflect the yellow light of the sun. At least that's what I'd seen in Sayula just yesterday at this same hour, and I'd seen the still air shattered by doves flapping their wings as if they were breaking free of the day. They flew about, dipping toward the rooftops as the shouts of children fluttered about and seemed to turn blue in the evening sky. Now here I was, in this town devoid of all sound. I heard my footsteps as they fell on the rounded stones that paved the streets, hollow footsteps echoing off walls tinged by the light of the setting sun. That was the time of day when I began walking down the main road. I saw empty houses with broken doors, buried in weeds. What had that guy told me this weed was called? La Capitana, senor. A plague that waits for people to leave so it can overtake their homes. You'll see. While passing a side street, I saw a woman wrapped in her rebozo disappear as if she'd never existed. After that, my feet resumed their march, and my eyes once again peered through gaping doorways, until the woman with the rebozo once more crossed the street in front of me. Buenas noches, she said. I followed her with my eyes, then shouted, "Where does Doña Eduviges live?" She pointed with her finger. "Over there, the house by the bridge." I noticed that her voice was made of human chords, that her mouth had teeth and a tongue that would engage and disengage as she spoke, and that her eyes were just like those of anyone else alive on earth. It had grown dark. She said buenas noches again, and although there were no children playing, nor doves, nor rooftops shaded blue, I felt that the town was alive, and that if all I heard was silence, it was because I hadn't yet grown accustomed to the silence. Maybe because my head was still full of sounds and voices. Yes, filled with voices, and here with the air so thin they were easier to hear. They settled inside you, heavy. I remembered what my mother had told me. You'll hear me better there, I'll be closer to you. You'll find the voice of my memories closer to you there than that of my death. That is if death has ever had a voice. My mother, the living one. I would have liked to tell her, you were all wrong about this place. You led me astray. You sent me out to chase my own tail, to an abandoned town, searching for someone who doesn't exist. To find the house by the bridge, I followed the sound of the river. I knocked at the door, but to no avail. My hand swung in the air as if the wind had blown the door open. There was a woman standing there who said, "Come in." And I went in. So yes, consider me gripped. I know that it's not going to be a straightforward read, I don't think. But certainly thus far, and from Marquez's introduction, which was more really about Marquez and the influence Rulfo's had on him than it was about the book itself, gleaned at least that we seem to be in some sort of borderland between living and the dead. and I'm definitely seeing that in the text so far. So I just finished Pedro Páramo. My brain is all over the place. It was actually not as confusing to follow the storyline as I thought it might be, but I think that's because I was paying a lot of attention to it. And there's kind of like a big shift, I would say, about halfway through, and it becomes like a slightly different story to what I was expecting it to be. I think I, again, need to sit with this one for a minute. I feel like I wanted it to be something slightly different by the end, but overall, I really liked it. Would definitely recommend it. Think it's a very interesting book. Really excited to talk about it for book club. But yeah, I don't want to speak too much about the plot or things that happen in it, because I feel like it's one of those that you sort of have to puzzle out and discover for yourself. At some point over the next couple of days, I'm going to put together, some questions, some slides, as I usually do for these books. But right now it's Friday evening and I'm going to spend some time with the family and wrap up today's vlog. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope that you enjoyed. And yeah, there should be a wrap up coming for you soon for March and April, and I read lots of good books that I'm really excited to talk to you about, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. But yeah, thank you guys. Bye.